Well, there of course are two ways about it. But now on to today's Asia Cup clash, where Pakistan are facing Bangladesh later on in the day in a do-or-die battle. But let's be clear. Pakistan's form has been shaky, their stars have been underperforming, and their confidence has been rattled after the repeated failures as of yet. They somehow still managed to scrape through tonight. They will be looking and booking a berth at the finals. This against India, who have already qualified. This is going to be next Sunday. So that would mean that a third showdown in the Asia Cup between India and Pakistan, another chance for India to expose Pakistan's weakness on the big stage. But of course, that would depend only if Pakistan beats Bangladesh. Then this Sunday, you'll have a India versus Pakistan. But that, of course, depends on if Pakistan manages to reach the finals. But another controversy is already brewing. If Pakistan somehow scrapes past Bangladesh tonight and meet India in the final day, the big question is, let's say India wins, who presents the trophy? And given how India has crushed Pakistan, not once but twice, they're all set for a third time, who will India take the trophy from? Another Indian victory looks almost certain. Now, traditionally, and here's the interesting bit, traditionally it is the ACC chairperson who hands over the trophy. But as we all know, the current ACC chairperson is none other than Mohsin Raza, the PCB chief, Pakistan's interior minister. Will India accept the trophy from Mohsin Raza? That's the big question. He, of course, has a long history against India. But let's also remember, there's a caveat in all of this. This time around, the host is the BCCI. On the global stage, BCCI may decide that Mohsin Raza will not be the one handing over any trophy, especially Mohsin Naqvi, I beg your pardon, is not going to be handing over any trophies, not especially to the winners of India. Yes. It seems that there is a possibility India may be playing Pakistan again, at least a possibility, again on Sunday. If Pakistan knows that it's getting beaten again and again, twice beaten, thrice shy, is that why it's playing these mind games right now?
I don't know which mind games you're talking about.
Okay, let me list it. A retaliatory strike against Surya Kumar, much beyond the 7-day deadline. Then you have, of course, Mohsin Naqvi coming out and putting out a Ronaldo video.
Well, every action has a reaction. So, this all, the games that you are talking about, it's not started or initiated by Pakistan. First of all, Surya Kumar Yadav, okay, fine. If they didn't want to shake hand, that's fine. It makes sense if they don't want to. But they were talking about Operation Sindoor in the press conference. Dedicating the victory
after the match.
After the match. But if you know, even in the press conference,
yes,
if you talk something against the rules,
you dedicate a match to your nation, to your braves, to your forces.
Well, if you interrupt me after every sentence, then what's the point? Then why I'm talking? Then you keep talking. If you ask a question, give me 1 or 2 minutes. Let me clear my point.
Okay, clear your point because you weren't coming to the point, but okay, go ahead.
Yes. So he dedicated the match to the victims of Pahalgam terror attack. Absolutely, perfectly fine. He did that fine. But he specifically then after that, he mentioned about Operation Sindoor. And Operation Sindoor, and then there was no, like after Operation Sindoor, there's the problem. That's the deadline. You are playing against Pakistan, you're talking about Operation Sindoor, then from Pakistani side, there was they were not mentioning about Operation Bunyan al-Marsus from Pakistan.
Well, so that's perhaps because Pakistan lost that operation. It was a failed operation. Perhaps it makes sense that Pakistani cricketers, after having a failed military operation, after having failed on the cricketing pitch, they are not going to go back to that.
Exactly
but Rizwan Haidar, do you not see the difference when you have Sahibzada holding his bat up like an AK-47? Do you not see the difference when you have jets crashing by your Pakistani bowlers? Do you not see the difference?
Well,
yes or no?
If you feel that there was no jet crashing and Pakistan, they did not down 5 or 6 or whatever Rafales, then why you guys are so obsessed that what Haris Rauf is doing?
Because it's about terror victims. It's about victims who have lost their loved ones. Those who were targeted in Pahalgam. Their widows have questions.
But we need to draw
Their
a line.
widows'
Again,
tears
but
have
I
not
said,
yet
okay, fine,
stopped.
if you wanted to dedicate the match.
It's easy to
you
show
have
that you're going to be killing them all with AK-47s, but must you make it so obvious and pay a tribute to terror on a cricketing pitch?
He's not the first one to celebrate in such manner. Your former captain MS Dhoni, he has celebrated in the similar fashion. Like
Well, at least MS Dhoni had the sense not to point that bat towards himself. But that's a different one. MS Dhoni, of course, held the bat on the other side. Ranjit Bajaj, you want to come out and explain the difference between what Team India does to Pakistan?
If you're criticizing Pakistan,
Meghna, that was exactly what I wanted to start with. That I think that.
Now you listen to him. Rizwan Haider, now you've spoken. Let Ranjit speak.
Rizwan. Yeah, okay. So I can guarantee you that Rizwan in his history classes.
Let Ranjit speak now. You've spoken enough. It doesn't seem that you have anything new to add. Everything that you've said, I've managed to counter anyways because it's not adding up. Ranjit.
Ma'am, Rizwan in his history classes has not been taught like the British have whitewashed the history. They have whitewashed the history. That means they don't know about the 48 war where we actually went and kicked their behind. Same with the 71. Same again in Kargil. Same again in Operation Sindoor. And they're teaching their kids basically that, you know, everything is great and we've actually won it. I can give you proof of it. Not only here, ma'am, they've got such venom into their kids, under 17 boys who are, that means 15 and 16, playing against India and the SAF, South Asian Football Federation, 2 days ago, where again, as usual, we beat Pakistan and like we beat them in everywhere. So when we beat them, their under 17 kid, after scoring a penalty, is giving the same kind of thing with Haris Rauf is giving. So what I wanted to tell Mr. Rizwan is...
And these are minors, kids.
And exactly. So that means they not just learnt it, they've been backed up by their senior coaches. If I am there, if one of my team boys who are under 15 does this without my approval, he knows what he's in for. And they also know, Rizwan also knows, they will not do it without the coach's approval. So this is what even the kids are being taught. So when you talk about jihadi mindset, this is where it comes from, and this is where the hatred is born.
Oh, very important point. Very important point. Rizwan, is it coming right from the top? And I would go a step further from what Ranjit is saying. Is it coming from the PCB chief, who happens to double up as a close confidant of your military, of your army chief, also doubles up as the interior minister of Pakistan, Rizwan Haider? Is it all coming in from Mohsin?
Ma'am,
the same thing I am saying, Indian government, they force their players and captain of India, Surya Kumar Yadav, to say the things which he said in the press conference.
He made it very clear.
Indian government is
Surya Kumar standing up for the forces can come from within. But standing up for terror,
from his mouth,
paying a tribute to terror. If you say, Rizwan Haider, that came from within the Pakistani players themselves, that they felt that they should pay a tribute to terror, to those who butchered innocent people based on their faith, based on their religion. And if that is the indoctrination that they have faced, well, all I can say is may God bless your nation. Ranjit Bajaj, thank you so much for joining us. Rizwan Haider, thank you so much. I will pray for your nation. Hopefully, it will not allow this venom to subsume itself, to implode with the venom. The snakes in the backyard may come back to bite, even if it is on the cricketing pitch. Thank you so much, however, Rizwan Haider, for joining us here on the show. Without a short break.